I'm going to show you guys so you can make $2,000 in just one trade by using the daily time frame. So the setup that I took was on the ticker Tesla. This was setting up on the daily time frame. What you want to look for is price above all the moving averages and pulling back into those moving averages, forming a tight wedge or consolidation. And you want that all to be happening on volume decreasing. What this does is show you that institutions are not selling out of their position, and volume is probably going to return as price continues to move higher. So once we have the daily wedge confirmed, what we look for is the breakout of the wedge. For this specific trade, I actually tested the retest and the pullback into the 8 EMA, but the idea is to take the daily breakout that's happening or the retest. So you can see right here, this is the trend line. We have the retest and the breakout happening right here. So now that you know that there's a daily setup, you go down to the smaller time frames. As always, I like to use a 5-minute time frame. So you can see the stock ends up breaking out here out of the trend line, moves all the way up into the highs. This is not the entry that I actually took though. I ended up missing this entry right here, but instead of chasing, what I did was I waited for it to come back down and retest. So the next day you could see the stock actually ends up being in a downtrend, comes down into the previous breakout level and the 8 EMA on the daily time frame. So right here, you could actually see the stock test the 8 EMA on the daily time frame. The 8 EMA is the 8 exponential moving average. It basically brings up buyers as price continues to trend. And that is where algorithms are programmed to buy. That's why we want to buy dips into the 8 EMA. But instead of just blindly buying it, we can confirm the breakout and the retest by using, again, the smaller time frames. So the first thing you want to look for after retesting the 8 EMA, which the retest was right here, you want to see how price reacts, right? So what is happening? Are we getting a lot of wicks, which we were right here? Yes. Are we getting our first higher low right here? Yes. And then price continues to kind of move up and change its character. So you could see right here, made a new low, but then ended up reclaiming. That is giving us a clue that this is going to reverse. My favorite confirmation, what I personally use to confirm that the 8 EMA is holding on the daily time frame, is I'll go down to the hourly time frame. The reason why is because you want to see how the hourly candle reacts to that moving average. So right here, you can see that's our 8 EMA test. And what ends up being put in? A hammer candle. That's exactly what you want to see. So to me, this confirms that buyers have stepped in and they're kind of reversing the trend, right? So now we have also a very nice level to risk. We can risk the low of the hammer, take the entry on the hammer's high, and then you could see it ends up playing out into a beautiful trade. So I entered right at the break of the hammer's high. Stop was set at the low of the day. And then we targeted this big move up into the previous high and caught that $2,000 trade just off of $1,000. So that's an amazing percentage return.